I am watching this with a VPN for anyone who hasn't gotten this far in the series yet in the States. So there will be spoilers, but with that being said, let's get started. So they're all sitting around the table eating breakfast, and there's a conversation about exploding cows. And then the conversation turns to both Anns visiting all of Ann Walker's family. They want to cross everyone off the list and visit everybody. So they go and visit Ann Walker's family, and Ann Lister turns on her charm and does that thing she loves to do, talk, and instantly it looks like Ann Lister had Ann Walker's two cousins over there eating up everything she was serving. They was looking at her like they was mesmerized, but the mom was not buying it at all. But the dad was kind of eating up what Ann Lister was serving too. He was like, oh, okay, but the mom looking at him sideways like, nah. Then they go to Mrs. Rawson's house, and she's telling both Anns about how people don't want Ann Walker to be like Ann Lister, walk like her, talk like her, be her, because they don't need no more Ann Listers in the world. And then they start talking about Ann Walker's Aunt Walker, about how she doesn't approve. Who was that? So Ann Walker was telling her that it's just a family friend. His parents have been friends with her parents for years, since they were kids. I think Gentleman Jack should be concerned, because I think this James guy is the man that Ann Walker's family is trying to arrange this whole marriage with. But at the same time, Gentleman Jack is entertaining her ex, so she should probably sit down somewhere. Let me know how you think this whole arranged marriage is going to play out. One thing that I really liked is how Ann Walker confronted Gentleman Jack about feeling ignored when they was riding in the carriage. She was telling her that while they were around all of these people, she was very animated and talkative, but when they got back in that carriage, she felt like she was barely even talking to her. And Gentleman Jack replied with, I'm sorry if I was like that, I wasn't aware. I'm wondering if she was like that with her in the carriage, because she's not really even interested in her. She was probably thinking about Mariana the whole time. And also mentioned to Gentleman Jack how she wanted this man named Washington to write a formal letter to her sister to change up the will, but he refused to and told her that it's a family matter. And she was like, she was bothered by that, because for one thing, if you would have asked him to do that for you, he would have done it with no problem. But since it's me, it's no. I like this Ann, and I want to see more of this same energy when it comes to Mariana. So Gentleman Jack is over here talking about how Mariana could have had her forever, but she chose to marry this man instead. And Mariana is over here looking like she's about to pass out, talking about she cannot go on without Ann Lister. Freddie, I cannot go on with her, just throwing these little jabs in. And let alone being disrespectful by constantly writing this woman who's involved in this committed relationship, or supposed to be committed relationship. And she's writing her talking about, can Ann Walker spare you for a few days? Spare you? So she was able to be spared, and Gentleman Jack went over to her place. And that's when Mariana went off. Gentleman Jack was like, how are you? And Mariana said, you know how I've been. I've told you in my letters. I could barely face you when they've told me you've arrived. And Gentleman Jack was like, well, that would have been poor, since I've came all the way down here in my she almost said wife, but she called herself. She was like, Ann Walker, let me come down here, and that set Mariana off. She was like, you have no idea what you've done to me between you and your Miss Walker. You've destroyed me. I can't eat, I can't sleep. I'm having dizzy spells. Any hope of happiness I thought I could have had is gone now. It's out the door. The dramatics. You've destroyed me, and you don't even love her. I can tell by the way you talk about her in your letters. You're ridiculous. And then it goes off, and Gentleman Jack is just looking at her. So most likely it's going to pick up where it left off in episode 4, and I can't wait to see it. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about that dramatics. And before I get out of here, Thomas is still a killer. Killing even more. He doesn't treat his mom and wife the best, and I'm waiting for the day that everybody finds out that he's the one that killed his dad. And I'm also waiting for this little girl to snitch, because I know it's coming. She's looking terrified that she saw some lesbians kissing. But leave your thoughts on this episode in the comments, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already and want to see more videos like this. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one.